Hello students. So today in this lecture we will be learning about therapeutic equipment, right? And we will be dealing with cardiac pacemakers like internal as well as external or implantable pacemakers and programmable pacemakers, right? So beginning with what I mean by a pacemaker, so basically we can say that the cardiac pacemakers is an electrical pulse generator for starting or maintaining the normal heart rate. The output of the pacemaker is either external to the chest or internal to the heart muscles. In the case of cardiac standstill, the use of pacemaker is temporary, means just long enough to start a normal heart rhythm. In the cases requiring long-term pacing, the pacemaker is surgically implanted in the body and its electrodes are in direct contact with the heart muscles. The contraction of heart in all the animals is initiated by electrical impulses. The rate at which these impulses fire controls the heart rate. The cells that create these rhythmical impulses are called pacemaker cells and they directly control the heart rate. The normal heart rate is 60 to 100 beats per minute in human beings. Okay, the heart rate higher than 100 beats per second is called as tachycardia, and the slower rate means six, below 60 beats per minute is called as bradycardia. Or in simple we can say like a pacemaker is a device which is capable of generating artificial pacing impulses and delivering them to the heart is known as pacemaker system or pacemaker. And pacemaker basically it consists of two parts. One, an electrical unit which generates stimulation pulses of controlled rate and amplitude, which is known as pulse generator. And second, the lead system which carries the electrical impulses from pulse generator to the heart. Okay, and the sinoatrial node, which we now commonly call it as SA node, is responsible for starting of heartbeat, and hence the SA node is called as the natural pacemaker. Okay, so there are two types of pacemakers. One is internal pacemaker, and second is the external pacemaker. So depending on where that circuit or your pacemaker or the pulse generator circuit is placed, whether within the body or outside the body, depending upon that, we take it as two different types, internal and external. Okay, so beginning with your internal pacemaker. So internal pacemaker is placed inside the body. It may be permanently implanted on the patients whose sinoatrial nodes are failed to function or those who have suffered from permanent heart block. Internal pacemaker systems are implanted with pulse generators placed in a surgically developed pocket below the right or left clavicle in the subcostal region. In case of women, it is placed beneath the left or right major pectoral muscle. Internal leads are connected to the electrodes that directly contact the surface of the myocardium. The exact location of the pulse generator used in the internal pacemaker depends upon the type and nature of electrode use, the nature of the cardiac problem, mode of operation of the pacemaker system. There is no external connection for applying power supply, so the pulse generator should be completely self-contained with a battery which is capable of operating continuously for a specified time period. Okay, next, external pacemaker. So basically external pacemaker it consists of an externally placed pulse generator circuit connected to the electrodes placed on the myocardium. And the external pacemakers, they are used for temporary heart irregularities or disorders, or for treating the patient from arrhythmias, or treatment of coronary patient and during cardiac surgery. It and external pacemaker it consists of a pulse generator, and these pulse generator they are placed on the body and connected normally to the electrode with the help of wires introduced into the right ventricle, and the pulse generator it may be strapped to the lower arm of the patient, right? So next, coming to the comparison between external pacemaker and internal pacemaker. So external pacemaker it does not require any of the open heart surgery, whereas Okay, to implant or to place the pacemaker inside the body, it requires surgery, right? And external pacemakers are placed okay, so that is the skin near the chest or abdomen with its output leads are connected directly to the heart muscles, whereas case of internal pacemakers are already said it requires the minor surgery so that whatever the pacemaker circuit is there, it can be placed, okay, inside the body. Okay, in case of external pacemakers, they are used for temporary heart irregularities, and there is, as it is placed outside, there is no safety of the pacemaker. Whereas in case of your internal pacemaker, they are used for permanent heart damages, and there is a 100% safety for circuit from external disturbances. Okay, so next coming to programmable pacemaker. A programmable pacemaker consists of two parts: the external unit, which generates the programmed stimuli, which is transferred to an internal unit by one of the several communication techniques. Okay, so from the figure you can observe the block diagram of the programming interface, right? Okay, and to transmit the stimuli to the internal unit. Okay, and the commonly used methods for transferring the information are: the first one, that is your magnetic. An electromagnet placed on the surface of the body establishes a magnetic field which penetrates the skin and operates the pacemaker's reed switch. That is one. Or by using radio frequency waves, the information can be transmitted over high frequency electromagnetic waves which are received inside the body by an antenna. The antenna is usually in the shape of a coil housed within the pacemaker. Okay, or the information can be transmitted by acoustic ultrasonic pressure waves from a suitable transducer placed over the skin. Okay, and these waves can penetrate the human body. They are received by a suitable receiver in the pacemaker, which carries out the desired function. Out of these methods, whatever three methods you come, either it may be magnetic or radio frequency waves or your acoustic ultrasonic pressure waves. Okay, out of these methods, the magnetic field method is the most widely used because of its simplicity and minimal power requirements. An essential requirement of a programmable pacemaker is that they should be immune to accidental programming from naturally occurring energy sources. To meet these requirement, the information is usually coded, and the pacemaker contains a decoding mechanism to recognize proper information. So this programming security code method makes it practically impossible to reprogram an implantable pacemaker through extraneous random magnetic fields. Okay. So next we have our competitive or fixed rate or asynchronous pacemakers. So in this case, it discharges artificial pacing impulses at a fixed rate asynchronously with natural pacing impulses, thereby competing with any natural cardiac activity. Okay, then we have the non-competitive pacemaker. It discharges artificial pacing impulses synchronously with the natural pacing impulses, thereby not competing with any natural cardiac activity. Okay, and there are two different types of non-competitive pacemakers: ventricular programmed and atrial programmed. Okay, so again, in case of your ventricular programmed, whether it is R wave inhibited, that is your demand, or R wave triggered, that is standby. Okay, so R wave inhibited or demand type pacemaker, R waves discharges artificial pacing impulses at a fixed rate, either in case of absence of natural R waves or in case of fall of intrinsic heart below a preset value. R wave triggered or standby type pacemaker, it senses the natural R waves and discharges artificial pacing impulses that every time when it senses a natural R wave or at a fixed rate in case of fall of intrinsic heart rate below a preset value. Okay, then we have our atrial programmed. It is synchronized with the natural P wave to pace the ventricles in case of complete heart block, in which case the natural pacing impulses are able to depolarize the atria, but they fail to depolarize ventricles. Okay, so the signal characteristics of artificial pacing impulses. What are okay? So basically, your pacemaker or whatever the impulses are generated, they are the rectangular pulse of duration 0.15 to 3 milliseconds and amplitude of 5 to 15 milliamperes for adults, and the range is less for children and 10 times higher for emergency cases. The shorter the duration of the pulse, the higher the amplitude is required to capture a heartbeat. For example, a 2 millisecond pulse requires 3 milliampere 2 millisecond pulse requires 3 milliampere amplitude, while 0.8 millisecond pulse requires 6 milliampere amplitude. The ability to capture depends also on the contact of the electrodes. Okay, thank you.